Today's topic is about section of a biopsychosocial interview report. A biopsychosocial interview report is a form, probably let me call it a biopsychosocial interview form. This form is used to interview people who are probably uh, 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 disturbed with what we call drugs, which includes chamber smoking, beer drinking, or physical drug using. So we say there are forms that we use to interview people. We started last week discussing about the biopsychosocial interview report. So today we continue from where we stopped. Biopsychosocial interview report form is a form which social workers use to interview people who are what? Who are probably mentally disturbed but are victims of drug abuse. Clear? So it has probably 17 sections. Today, we will discuss all these sections. Number one is probably introduction, where you introduce the interview report conducted between you and your client. You write an introduction. In your introduction, you say this unit reports the results of the 3 psychosocial spiritual interview in the phase of human development called prenatal, or you explain what you are reporting. You are reporting what is this interview for. It is interview between me, a social worker, and probably Gilbert. Who is, what about Gilbert? Gilbert is a drug probably user. So you write introduction. Later on, there's other section you have to write is a description of a client. You say, Gilbert is a young man, looked single, was wearing a jean with yellow stippers and probably a short-sleeved with stripes shirt. You describe the way how you are seen at that time of interview. The other one is description of a problem. The assumption is that your client has a problem. Maybe when he sleeps, he is seeing that there are fierce animals chasing him. And then you describe that Gilbert, each time he sleeps, he sees fierce animals chasing him, or he sees soldiers chasing him. This is not normal to people who are normal. It's only those that are victims of some abuses, drugs. They see things which normal people don't see. So when you describe the problem and you say his problem is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now his story of the problem is another section of that form. When did it start? In this case, you are a physician, you are a doctor. You ask your client, zina lanu ndani, kwanu nkuti, makhala kuti, that is all. Vuto lanu nchiyani, he presents, and then you describe that problem. Number it, and then you say when it started. Family history, you have to ask your client to tell you whether he is a firstborn or secondborn, whatsoever. Other section is education history. Munapitako munalembapo mayeso MCE munakoza. because misala ina ndi chamba china chimabwera anthu akakhala kuti munanga umbuli kukhoza umabweretsanso zinthu ngati zimenezozo. The other issue is work history. Munagwirako ntchito akhoza kuwuzani kuti ndinagwira koma ndinkaweta ng'ombe, then you see that is ndi ntchito yobe imeneyoyo ndiye munthuyu ndi mmene alili. The other section is relationship with other people. Do you relate well ndi wanthu? Misala ina imabwera just because somebody lives in a seclusive life, amakhala yekha, and so he cannot do anything good because amakhala yekha. Another section is description of childhood life. Umfusa muntu uja, you ask the question whether during his life was able probably to play ndi anthu ena. For example, za amayi, munapangapo za amayi iniyo munkangokhala ndani, so maybe galu or fise. So you see awawawa mwina kuganiza kwawo somukwacho mwankakhalaju. Socio-economic status. Kodi inuyo, do you earn something? Do you actually make money on your own? If the answer is yes, then you continue. The other one is physical health. Kodi nanga kachifera kali apa muda atani akhoza kuwuzani kuti ayi nthawi imeneyoyo ndinkakwera njinga, ndidaba njinga abambo wanga ndiye ndidagwa nayo. You can see ngati adagwa nayo mwina analibe crash helmet ndiye mutu udatani affected. Then you see childhood memories. Kodi muli wana muzakale mungazikumbukire all those things. Nanga chamba drug and alcohol. Are you still drinking? Nanga mental health. One of the other kwanu kwadado walapo wina waka amene anachitapo misa akuza spiritual health imapitako ku challenge, self description, and then later summary, and then recommendation. So what I can do now is to give you the form of somebody. You can find these things even on the portal. They are there, these things. Biopsychosocial interview form is there. So you need to know where you can find these things. And last time we discussed these things probably in a deeper way. Now I've just summarized it. You must know the sections of a biopsychosocial interview form. If you know those things, then you have the right, or the right. You have you are in the best way to succeed. Clear? So on that one, I finished. Today, I'm just giving a summary of what is supposed to be taught, or on what you should know, probably in preparations for the forthcoming examination. You must know these things. Now, I continue also orienting you on another important item, and that is what we call BSW. I hope all of you have done the assignment and you have uploaded, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, so this is what you should do. I will be very brief this morning, and I hope you will grasp something important from my presentation on sections of a biopsychosocial interview form, and these things are there. The first assignment has instructions, and on that instructions, there is something that you need to know when you are doing what we call a book review. A book review. What are they? First assignment. There are those things that you need to do when you are given a book, because it can be practicum, can be Okay, here is a book. Review it. What are the things that you need to look for? Please, one by one. What are the things that we need to look for in a book review? Introduction. What about introduction? Mm-hmm. I need those book information. No. Yes, yes, Gilbert, you are there. The other one? The other one? Table of content, author's name, table of contents. Yes, the other one? Date, yes, congratulations. I think you are in tune. So you read those things, the things that are required when you want to do a book review. You must know that. There's like people can just say, Abwana, thank you that you have come, we have this book, and you do a book review and report to us. That is work. So you need to do book review. Know the issues. We call them bibliographic information in respect to a book review project. I gave you a project. That one was a project. And I know by now you are aware that the assignment is just really tough. That was a project. A project is never simple. So there are issues that you need to look into whenever you are doing a book review project. So look at those bibliographic information. Where do you get these notes from? You get these notes from where we say uh, the instruction, where you got the instruction. Yeah, yeah. A moment, please. I just remember yesterday. Oh, no, no, so I get the time. Oh,
I love you. Mama na get love myself. One job, But I do by now, I'm all muito. Alama kila huko kawea. Kawea alafu hiyo. Kaja na mwalimu na kama mwenyewe. Pesa bure. Haina leta dada. Ndio ngapi? Wanaanza kana wanaanza. Ndio mtangizi. I think I'll go white. I love blend. So my training. Anafika sasa tunatumia benki sina usafi. Mkabala leo nimetamani. Leo hapo ndio na left. Haya vipi? Kuna hapo kwa sababu kuna hapa katika ile la kumba si labda ya chini. Tena si no, nice. Mimi naona kwa jiji wake. Amaja ni marawa kama Mama nayo said badiva vintage bali chetu. She's lovely and nice. She's a vintage bali. Ndio manaja. Kama ino mambo yake babo family vintage bali. Ndio mzee mambo bada. Ile si ni bad, ni bad. Ina can never be a bad. Ile bad or bad. But so there was people that grow up to be my pieces. My name. Una bana kana viligosi. Maiga matishi, mababu.
You have been, I think, making a very academic noise. Eh? Was it not academic? Really? Okay, fine. What are the issues that are supposed to be done when you have a bibliographic information? What are the issues to be considered? Bibliographic. Hey, when I say bibliographic, other people are being scared now. Bibliographic information. What is it? Date of the book. The other one is what? Okay, you have to know those things. They are there on the first assignment issue. The other issue that you need to take notice into as we focus towards the forthcoming examination is probably the significance of social work. What is the first significance that you social work? Yes. You don't know. What is the first significance of social work?
It helps to improve the well-being.
What about you? Do you know any significance of social work? Okay, you must know those things. You must know that go and read on the significance of social work practicum. You must know why are you doing social work practicum. Is it very fundamental? Is it important? Or it's just a waste of resources? So you must know those things. Now come to assignment number one. There are some issues that are also probably focal in terms of what we need. You know, there are criteria for selecting agencies to serve as sites for social work practicum. Did you read that one?
Yeah.
You know the criteria. Have you memorized those criteria? Don't just read and send it to me. You must know them. Because if you don't know the criterion, you will suffer. And I don't want to see anybody suffering. Describe probably what we call, you know, for selecting agencies and for selecting field supervisor. These are different things. A field supervisor is selected because of his knowledge, because of his availability. You read those things.
Yeah.
Those things are supposed to be, they are there in that book. So, there are times when a student or anyone is grieved during social work practicum. You know the steps?
No.
Didn't you read that one? There are steps you should follow whenever you are grieved, when you are grieved during social work practicum. What are the steps? Hello?
Grieving.
Hello?
Goodbye. You came on Friday.
You have to read that book. Probably you also need to discuss the competences that are required in social work. Did you write on the competences? Did you write on the steps? Steps you follow when you are grieved. You know those things? Did you know about the Pamela's terrific lexicon of eight skills?
Yes.
Can you come up with the only 10 skills out of the 10? The assignment demanded 25.
Yeah.
So you must know some of those things. Have you ever seen a biopsychosocial interview report 4?
No.
Do you know some sections of the same?
Yes.
You have never seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in a nutshell, I would want to remind you that you have to read again the requirements of assignment number one book review. Each and every question that is on the book review can easily be examined. Can easily be examined. Can be examined. That book, yes, the assignment number one, which you are telling me that you wrote it and you uploaded it.
Yes.
You have to read all those notes. Reading that assignment is the same as reading the examinations itself. However, it's up to you to ignore that assignment or because ndinalemba nachita that. But Cincinnati, up until you convince me, kuti udalemba ndipo udamvetsetsa. Umvana, eh? You have to read those things. Whether you are an online student, look at assignment number one, and then you have to respond all the questions and read to understand them. Also, go to assignment number two. At least understand some skills that are there. And at the same time, you must also understand what we call a biopsychosocial interview report form. It has sections. You must understand those things. This time around, I will want to give you enough time to look again at the assignment which you say you wrote and you uploaded, assignment number one. Look at its questions. There are several questions on it, but with consent, as you read it, make sure that your focus must be on the competences and then on the steps to be followed when briefed, probably criteria for selecting a field supervisor, and probably criteria for selecting agencies, and also on the forms that are there at the end of that practical manual. You must know those things for you probably to be able to understand certain things. So, having said these things, I would want to ask you whether you have questions or not. Anyone with questions? Anyone with questions? But the class is small today. 3 of you only present. Where are the others? You don't even know where they are. My friend, where are the others? Oh, so that is what you are valuing now. Okay. You are not responsible for their way out. Okay, let us discuss on what you read in relationship to criteria for selecting field supervisors. Can you come up with points? What are they? You want to select a field supervisor for practicum. What criteria? Or can you explain any 4 criteria? Eh, Exactly. What about education? Can you tell us? Mhm. Which means a field supervisor must be somebody who is well trained, isn't it? Don't just other people. For example, our where we will be going for our practical, we will not use his education because not many chiefs in the villages are educated. We will just base on experience of being community leaders. But when we are placed probably at an institution like this one, then we need to select somebody who is well educated. Because you people are educated by now. Very educated indeed. You can speak good English with me. You can ask a question in English. You can write your work in English. You are educated. So when we would want to select a supervisor for you, we need not just to select anybody who is uh, so compromising. Otherwise, ndeti mukhozo makamfusa sofusula nchizungu akavutika nacho kuti koma sa what our felt needs. Because the guy is not educated, then you will end up embarrassing him. Education. Another angle that you need to consider when selecting field supervisors for social work practicum, availability. What about availability?
Supervisors must be able to have many, must be able to have private time so that they can be able to like what they're doing.
Maybe. A supervisor must be available because he's a supervisor. You select somebody very busy, you lose. You want to be there. So when selecting a supervisor, make sure that he is educated, and I, Nkolimbo, I'm adding another qualification on education. He must be educated or experienced. Because there are so many people out there who are only using experiences when doing their work. They are not educated. And then you take an educated person, you put him here, you take this one who is not educated but experienced, you put him here, and you tell the two people to start working. Where do you get quality?
The one with experience.
The one with experience. So don't be somebody who is boosting. Tinali pa university ife ndala ufuna utuze chani. Appreciate people's experience. Clear? Yeah, you have to appreciate their experience. That is true. When selecting, we have said education and or experience, isn't it? And then this time around, we are saying availability, isn't it? Another angle when selecting field supervisors, how hayakutishani madam ili papopo hapo palisha motivation. Exactly. You must have what? What are we talking about on this one? Motivation. Yes, we are talking about motivation. It must be, you must select a supervisor who is motivated. For example, today, in one of the classes, they call Introduction to Social Work Practice, I invited the students to come for a makeup class. They didn't come. I invited them to come the other week. They didn't come. So they demotivated me. And today, I think I spoke so many words at them. They destroyed my time and to come here and find no students. It demotivates. So you must select somebody who is motivated towards the work. If you are not motivated, you know what happens. What is the other one? What is another reason? Because you must do the service. After that one, what to do? Where do you go? You will read these things that are there. What? General characteristics. And at the end, you are failing to pronounce the word characteristics. Ate lirimera kolera bwoko. Randa. Odzino. Okay, fine. So general characteristics. On the general characteristics, what are underlying points? That should be knowledgeable about social work. Demonstrate respect for the children and necessity to specific needs identified by. Which means that it must be a man of great character. Must have a good character. Must azichita respect my students. Dzidziwa kuti awa waso ndi wanthu ngaineyo monga ndinu dzinthu. You are human beings. You can be offended, and you can also fight back in a good day. Yeah. how I would want to see how you people can fight it back. Yeah. So that is that. There are only 4 points. Communication, yes, you mentioned communication, but it can come as a lesser point. General characteristics when selecting a supervisor: education, availability, motivation, and general characteristics. Oh, what are they? One, education, number one. Number two, availability, number two. The other one, motivation. The other one, you have laughed as an educated person.
No, she's from Dubai. She's bad.
Okay, now let us look at criteria. There are several on when selecting an agency to serve as a sites for social work practice. Let us look. Just want at least one. You will read the rest. Yes, what are some of the characteristics that are important whenever we would want to select a field for social work practice?
Agency, good supervisor.
For selecting an agency for social work practice.
Geographically close to college. Sorry. Agencies are expected to have some level of respect for both educational process and values.
Look at the students, please wake up and read on the criteria. The criteria to be what? The criteria to be followed when selecting what we call uh, social sites to serve as social work practice. Can you start presenting?
Area must be close to the forest or institution.
You think so? Is it there?
Yeah.
Is it there in your book? In your book?
Yes.
Don't create things.
It's there.
No.
Yes.
Can you read it? relatively close distance from the college, but it doesn't not exclude the student from doing a long distance or international
You see?
placement
I was saying in my own
with
words.
permission of the field education director.
You see? Manena, in my own words. Magawa nga mabuntis yun. Pero mabuntis yun. Dapat mabulis yun.
Okay, fine. We are saying that there are criteria for selecting a site that can be viewed as a social work practicum area. So, what are the criteria for choosing it?
The, the area that it goes to the institution, it's there. What I say, it's there.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Number.
that I had to put it in my own way.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, we take it. We take it. It must be not far. The reason why it should not be far, probably. Yeah, they told us it must be near. You cannot say tizikapanga practicum kumulanje.
Cost.
Uh, cost. Maybe.
That time we go back to
Okay, the other one is what? The other one is the agencies must be participated in that blocks question from assessment service. The area must be friendly sensitive. It must not have discrimination. Kunokodza pangeni practical moyo komopunduka ayi. It must be discriminatory sensitive. Tumvana eti? It must not eliminate other people. It must have the capacity to accommodate everyone. Tumvana eti? While we are saying that it must be close to the institution, that one I have no reservation, but it must also accommodate everyone. Clear? It must accommodate everyone, every lady, every gym and yes, no discrimination. We are saying just the same. Another area, another criteria. Read your notes. Read your notes. It is a staff and it is the social media staff should have a costume grant for actually social media and a costume specifically for the Christian values of the social media program. Read again while they are understanding. What is this in Zimeremunalemba assignment? You have to read those things.
the book or what the
You must understand those things. Osangolemba kuti basi bora tantumizira nkolimbo yakadzona koko. You must because zimene mukumapanga. Yena sai numachita copy and paste. Ndakuona nikaleso. Okay? Good. So what are some of the criteria? Can you mention one by one? Ziwiri zokha. China choti kuti ncha? Kapena mukawerenga iti? headers must adhere the ethical standards and values. Yes. There must be a center that you would want to do social work practicum. It must be a center that is used or that has ethics. Yes, social work. The center must have knowledge, yeah, of knowledge for social work ethics. Clear? Because sometimes you can take people kumene kuja kukapezeka kuti kusenta kuje foyo kuti mene kulilimo nkoosha, then you end up having all your ladies being raped. You see? Then you end up maybe having all your secrets being aired out, which means the center does not have confidentiality, does not have the dignity of human beings. So the first question, where are you taking us to? Are we safe there? Those are ethics. Kwatenga anthu kumalo kuti akapange practicum where cannibalism is the way of the day. You will have your people eaten up. Kwaona mmene alira tsikana athu. You know, cannibalism amadya anthu. Kupita ukapanga social work practicum kumene kuli cannibalism. Some of us can be tend to be meat for those people. Ungoona kukulandirani bwinobwino yoganizo tinzantende. So that is that. Brothers and sisters, I urge you that you go and read again on the assignment number 1. Almost everything that was asked. Because reading that assignment is similar to reading the exams. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Reading that assignment is similar to reading the exam itself. So this is a practicum, you need to do more. This is a practicum, you need to work more. This is a practicum, you need to show that you people are able to follow the things properly. Know the importance and the significance of a practicum. Please know that.
Importance is in that.
Hello?
Importance is in that.
Yes, madam.
Saying
Know the importance and the significance of practice. It's always there. It's just the same thing, only that I'm doing importance of practicum and the significance. They are just the same.
yeah.
So you have to know them.
Okay.
Benja tusawa kubwera rambiri tukalasi. Niha uri maoke. Ndiye mbale wao. Nine ncheo gani makala katika sho. Ndiye kazifunge zako zote zako maji. Okay. So guys, you have to go and read your assignment number 1 at the same time your assignment number 2. Those 2 assignments might make a larger section.
Let's assume this time around
Forthcoming exam. Apart from
is
that, also
400 students.
Sections of a biosocial interview.
500 here we have.
You are listening to your lecture, most then. And I wish you more of the God bless. But before you leave, please, can you remember the day we met? When was it? Was it on Friday?
John's mark is
1 to 3. Okay, so go get a form that we used to sign so that we should start signing. I wish you more of those blessings. I appreciate. Chitseke chimenechi.